And now it is time for another intelligent anime review. I recently went to Japan on a vacation, and was able to see the Miyazaki masterpiece Ponyo on the Cliff by the Sea, a gentler, younger film than Miyazaki's recent masterpieces. Ponyo on the Cliff by the Sea is loosely inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's A Little Mermaid, transposing the story to a gorgeously realized contemporary Japan, and replacing the mermaid with a bolshy little goldfish who decides that she wants to be a human after she is rescued by a 5-year-old boy called Sosuke. This film has much more in common with Miyazaki's fantasy classic My Neighbor Totoro than it does with his more mature and emotionally complex films like Mononoke and Nausicaa. Like Totoro, Ponyo seems content to present the audience with a simple narrative concept and display it imaginatively on screen. While we know from our Disney upbringing with the likes of Pinocchio and The Little Mermaid that Ponyo will eventually become a human girl, the joy lies in watching the journey through the eyes of these superbly realized animated characters. While the story may be on the simplistic side, the film still packs all of Miyazaki's trademarks, from his inventive vehicular designs to the strange and fantastical creatures that lurk just outside our view, to his Ozu-inspired pillar shots of the serene crashing waves and blowing wind. The film even gently hits upon the Miyazaki staple of environmental conservation, showing an ocean floor littered with debris. The sight of Ponyo swimming in the ocean, only to get stuck in an empty glass jar, does wonders to bring home the point that we all inhabit this earth together and should work to take care of it. Ponyo on the Cliff was completely hand-drawn and animated by Studio Ghibli. The opening scene of the film, which introduces the viewer to Ponyo's underwater world, simply has to be seen on the big screen. There are so many layers of animation, with so many unique characters moving about, that one cannot help but be amazed. Every single element was drawn by hand. Later moments in the film feature superbly realized water and storm effects. One critical scene, that I dare not spoil, had the Japanese couple in the seats next to me saying wow out loud over and over again. Not only is this film a reminder that Miyazaki is our best living animator, it is a reminder in this age of CG films that hand-drawn animation still has the power to amaze. Aesthetically, the film utilizes a warm color palette and round shapes. The result is that the look of the film often evokes watercolor paintings, a first for Miyazaki. As is always the case, Miyazaki depicts the children Sosuke and Ponyo with incredible realism and heart. I find myself always mesmerized by the lifelike human movement that the characters exhibit on screen. Ponyo is just about the cutest character you've seen in a film since Totoro himself. Amazingly, while Ponyo is a non-stop squealing bundle of energy throughout the entire film, she never becomes annoying or grating to the audience. This is a testament to Miyazaki's ability to create lovable creature characters, whose human hearts shine through their fantastical exteriors, often with very few spoken words. The words that are spoken in the film are superb all around, thanks to a wonderful cast, with special credit going to the real-life children who voice Sosuke and Ponyo. While you'll see no singing Rastafarian crabs in this film, there is an insanely catchy Ponyo theme song that you'll be humming on the car ride home. The score, composed by Studio Ghibli veteran Joe Hisaishi, fits the light-hearted fantasy film well, while never quite achieving the level of greatness set by his previous themes from Mononoke and Spirited Away. All of Miyazaki's films have their own blithe disregard for narrative logic, but Ponyo is as chaotic and exuberant as a story told by a hyperactive toddler who has just been mainlining fruit shoots. And then a whale did come, and it did turn into a wave. And then they did eat noodles. The rich symbolism and the shadowy frisson of threat in, say, Spirited Away is more or less absent from this film. There is a creepy underwater sorcerer who tries to keep Ponyo the goldfish in his underwater lair, but the sum total of his evil doing is an injudicious over-application of blue eyeshadow and the fact that he once shoots his bubble gun at a passing squid. Sparsely populated by Miyazaki's usual standards, rather than armies of soot sprites and water spirits, the film concentrates on family, specifically the relationship between mother and child. Ultimately, the defining feature of this film is its weapons-grade cuteness. It is utterly disarming, a film that unspools like a big sigh of pleasure. Ponyo in her human form, joyfully careering around on her newly sprouted legs, is a delight. Like most animation set, partially at least, in the sea, there is a vague environmental message, to quote Ponyo, quote, although a veil is drawn over Japan as more dubious maritime activities. In Ponyo's ocean, whales and dolphins swim unmolested, along with ancient fish from the Devonian age, a detail that would seem utterly bizarre and puzzling were it not for the fact that in Miyazaki's richly imagined worlds anything goes, even prehistoric fish. Listen, just see this film, okay? ULL smile, and ULL feel happy while watching. This feeling of happiness will stay with you for a long while after viewing. In my book, that is all we can ask for from a good movie. This movie was amazing. The animation outstanding. This is no doubt another classic. This is what anime should be like. This has been once again another intelligent anime review. From Craft, enjoy anime responsibly.